You know, when we think of the Apostle Paul, we often picture this unstoppable force for the gospel. But right after his incredible conversion, when you'd think he'd hit the ground running, he just vanished. Today, we're going to look at this really fascinating and often overlooked part of his story, his time in Arabia, and uncover the amazing power that can be found in solitude. Paul mentions it almost in passing in his letter to the Galatians, just a quick line. I went into Arabia. That's it, no big explanation, no dramatic story, but wow. Packed into that simple, almost mysterious phrase is a journey that would change everything and lay the foundation for his entire life's work. And this is the real head-scratcher, isn't it? I mean, just imagine, you've been given the most important mission of your life, a direct commission from God, and your very first move is to step away from it all. It seems completely backward, almost like he was running away. But what we're about to see is that this retreat wasn't an escape from his mission, it was a critical preparation for it. So, to really get why he left, you have to put yourself in his shoes for a moment. His conversion wasn't some quiet, peaceful transition. It was absolute chaos. It was a whirlwind of danger, a staggering divine revelation, and, of course, the crushing weight of his past life. I mean, just look at the scale of what he was facing. His life was literally in danger in Damascus. The very people he used to work with now wanted him gone. He had a direct order from God to get out of there. And on top of all that, he's handed this massive mission to the Gentiles, all while he's wrestling with the intense guilt of who he used to be. Paul knew, deep in his bones, that the work ahead was way too big to handle on his own. So faced with all this overwhelming pressure, he makes a choice. And it wasn't the logical one. It wasn't what anyone would have expected. He chose to step away into solitude. This slide just lays it out so clearly. The expected path, the one that makes sense to us, is on the left. Go to Jerusalem, talk to the other apostles, get their advice, get their validation, come up with a strategy. But Paul, he chose the path on the right. He went to Arabia to be alone with God. He traded human strategy for divine communion. He wasn't looking for a stamp of approval from men. He was desperate for a real connection with God. So, what was he actually doing out there in the desert? This was no vacation. This was intense, intentional, deep down internal work. This was the work of the heart. In that quiet desert, Paul had a purpose. First, he had to search his own heart, to really face his own motives, his own weaknesses, everything. From there, he could truly deepen his repentance, not just saying sorry, but really feeling the weight of his past, and the even greater weight of the grace that forgave it. This led him into intense preparation through prayer and study. But that final step, that was the most important one, seeking divine assurance. And this right here, this shows you his mindset. He was absolutely determined. This wasn't just a casual hope, it was a desperate quest. Think about it. How could he possibly stand in front of other people and preach about God's forgiveness if he wasn't completely, 100% certain of it for himself? He had to settle that in his own soul first, once and for all. This is the core principle of his whole journey. It's so true, isn't it? In all the noise of our daily lives, it is so hard to hear that still, small voice. But when everything else gets quiet, when we intentionally make space for silence, God's voice suddenly becomes so much clearer, so much more distinct. Paul knew he had to get quiet so he could really listen. And all of this intense, internal work, it paid off, big time. Paul's time in Arabia wasn't just a struggle in the sand, it was a success. He went into that desert searching, and he came out with a powerful assurance, straight from heaven itself. This transformation was the whole point of the journey. He came out of that desert a different man. His faith wasn't shaky anymore. It was established on solid rock. He was given divine wisdom and grace for the huge challenges ahead. He received a whole new wave of strength, both physically and mentally. And most importantly, he built this close, personal connection with heaven. He was ready. Now, this is so much more than just a cool story about an ancient apostle. The principle behind Paul's journey is totally timeless, and it speaks right to us, here and now. It's all about the need for each of us to find our own Arabia. And let's be clear, this need for a quiet hour, for that time to commune with God and just be honest with our own hearts, that isn't just for spiritual giants like Paul. It's for all of us. It's an essential part of our growth. We all need to find that time and that space to hear that voice speaking directly to us. And the benefits are just as real for us today. In the middle of all the busyness and the stress of life, that quiet time can totally refresh you. It can surround you with an atmosphere of light and peace. You can gain new strength, physically and mentally. And when you carry that peace and strength back out into the world, your life starts to show a kind of divine power that can genuinely touch the hearts of the people around you. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Paul went to the desert of Arabia. For us, it might be a quiet corner of our home, a walk out in nature, or maybe just a few silent moments before the whole day gets started. So where is your quiet place for communion? Where can you go to silence the noise and really truly listen?